Good evening, welcome along. There's the first mistake of the night. I've left the doorstop on the floor. There you go, right in the corner of the screen. It's great to have you in. A little bit less neat than usual because I'm trying to air some of the bed. It is very hot in here. And I am going to be sweltering for the rest of this 2 hours. So it's double fan day. Apologies if you can hear them, but I'm not really sorry. And welcome along to what is going to be a very crucial Group B decider. Now, couple of questions before we start. Doorstop reveal, exactly. A couple of questions before we start. Firstly, which game are you all watching of the two Group B matches? And secondly, what do you think the scores are going to be in both? Of course, you know I've gone for a 1-1 draw in Croatia-Italy, the game we're going to start watching, and then for a 2-1 Spain win against Albania, which will put Italy through in second place. While we're doing that, let me say a good evening to all of you. To John, who was first in, Jake, who was in as well, Sai, Steve, Jambo, Scotty Mac as well. Loads of you in. Great to see you all here. I hope you're keeping well. Jambo, you're going to watch Spain. Steve's watching Spain. Jake's watching Croatia, Italy. Scotty Mac's watching Italy, Croatia. Harvey, welcome in. Good to have you here. A couple of Who Am I's as well, Jambo. Lovely stuff. Appreciate that greatly. I'm really looking forward to this. Sai, you've gone for 2-0 Italy, 3-0 Spain. Steve's gone for 2-1 to Italy. Obviously, the game last night didn't go how we expected. I see Jake's got the Steve Clark mentioning early. I'm not going to wind Scots up about it because, hey, we could be in the same position next weekend with England. However, yeah, the Spain one's quite hard to predict, isn't it? Because obviously their job's done. So it's just waiting to see what sort of performance they put in. They've looked good in the first two games, though. Maybe not always had that goal threat, though. And we've kicked off here, and Croatia are straight away down the left-hand side. They've obviously got to win this game. Only got a point on the board, lost heavily against Spain. 4 points is the only solution for them. And if that were to happen, then Italy would be in third place and hoping on 3. The way you lost hurts, Jambo. But let's be honest, you only lost because you were chasing a win. Otherwise, it would have been a draw, wouldn't it? So, Steve, average 2-0 win over Bolivia last night. Yeah, I suppose you've been watching the Copa America games as well, hasn't it? You must be edging on saturation point. Having said that, my first 3 pre-season trips are ready to go now. And Luton have announced a friendly against Port Vale on Tuesday the 30th of July. And I've not ticked off Port Vale, so that might be one I have to give a go. Let's catch up with the rest. Had an interesting summer transfer market. Scott, let's have a look at your transfer, shall we? Cody Drame's in. I tell you what, I wouldn't be gobsmacked to see him back at Luton this summer. Be an interesting one. Not Scottish, I was playing devil's advocate. Sigh, you cheeky. Uruguay, very good. 3-1 over Panama. Yeah, for all accounts, I mean, Bielsa gets a lot of coverage over here for the way they've gone. Port Vale's a strange place. Mad ground, though. I mean, I've been to Stoke away, and I stayed nearer to Port Vale's ground just because it was the only cheapest place to be. But because that was a Tuesday night as well, our first season back in the Championship. And we just missed out on the Nathan Jones derby because he got sacked a few weeks before. But yeah, I've got to find a way to do Port Vale if possible. And it's direct from Milton Keynes to Stoke, so it should be easy enough to do, even maybe on a Tuesday night. We'll see. I'll tell you what, I've got to say the first couple of minutes here, it's Croatia very much in possession, keeping it well. Not created anything clear-cut, but trying to use the whip, trying to move it from side to side quickly. Joe, welcome in. Good to have you along. It's a name I've not seen for a while. Great to see you in. I hope you're well. Steve, even Nunes scored. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's one of the things that gets talked about over here is what he's managed to do with Nunes and the fact that he's a threat there. Milton Keynes to Stoke, why are you doing that to yourself? Because I want to get near the 92 and it's my only chance is to do Luton games when it's easy. Trouble with Ross County, you have little transfer budget, so looking at the free market, once you get a new stadium, it should generate money. Yeah, it's about signing small, selling big, isn't it? But then you probably can't add enough at a time to be able to afford to sell them all. I don't know if you've all seen this evening as well. There's a National League statement about Southend, obviously the subject of our long-term story this year, and it's not looking good. So For the fans' sake, I hope it gets sorted because there's a very strong risk they won't start the season now. And to be in this position a year after we set up the save, and they've had a great season on the pitch as well. So frustrating. You have a 51k seater in your heart save. I'm in 2032. You've all got me addicted to that Football Chairman Pro as well. I got my first promotion at the third time of asking. Modric here, 30 yards out, thought about the shot. Still a chance to deliver here for Croatia. Long range shot. Oh, it's a good save. Cracking effort. Donnarumma forced into the save. I don't think he's happy about the closing down out there. It didn't look like he was going to shoot for a minute. I tell you what, that had some whip on it. At first, I thought it was a camera save. It's good goalkeeping, that. Bad time, Si. Yeah, it's not sorted. The ownership stuff was all sorted in terms of the consortium are ready and they've got their money in that. But the problem is they're funding the club and the old owner's still digging his heels over the sort of the stadium leasing and what he's owed from that part of the deal, which is just causing chaos with the council involved and everything. There's been a by-election there, so they've had a change of party in there. They're going to have another general election, obviously, at the start of July. So it's causing chaos. And I think they've got a winding up petition due next week or the week after. Really not good. 3 seasons in 2 days. That's not even addictive for that game. Well, I've addicted for the couple of hours, as in it delayed me getting started for an hour today, which means I've not edited Tuesday and Wednesday's videos as I should have. And also, it's very hard to motivate yourself to work in this heat, isn't it? Bit of FM in the garden's far more likely. Oh yeah, he does sound like he wants to take the club down. He seems to have his money protected now, and he's happy with that. Not bad for a free transfer team. Let's have a look, Scott. And thank you everyone for coming in again. Great to see you all here. Yeah, Rangers really struggling this year's FM, don't we? They look like the ones to catch in our Aberdeen save. By the way, I'm having a fun summer in that one. I'm doing the window off camera. It's brilliant. I haven't been in here for ages. I logged into my Twitch account for the first time in ages because I took a break in streaming, but starting up again. Oh, good. I hope it goes well for you. And thank you for popping in to say hello either way. Also got Fenerbahce in the Champions League second qualifying draw. Got past them and now on to Slavia Prague. Lovely. Italy getting their first chance to carry it forward, but to give the ball away on halfway. It's been a really disjointed start from Italy. As we saw last night, it was almost a bit cagier than we expected, wasn't it? And we're seeming to get the same vibe here. I really hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. For those that you don't know, we're doing 5 p.m. tomorrow and Wednesday watch-alongs. Tomorrow is Netherlands-Austria. I've just got such a positive feeling about that game. I really hope it's the cracker I'm hoping for. As Italy break away down the right. Chance for DiMarco to put it in. Well defended. Out for a throw-in. First time Italy getting behind out wide, though. 3 players getting into the box too, which is a positive. I've had a UK general election on Independence Day, eh? It's on a working day for me, which isn't ideal, but we'll find a way around it. 0-0 it is then, Steve. Thanks for that. Who am I? Yeah, Joel occasionally still pops in. He's not a regular, but during the season, quite often he'll pop in on the Sunday streams and have a chat about the Rotherham game from the day before. And he still pops up in the Discord a fair bit when there's Rotherham signings and whatever. And obviously, there's been a lot of them this summer with Big Steve Evans going up there again. Jambo's first Who Am I of the night. I've played with Amad Diallo, Ivan Perisic, Winston Reid, Benjamin Pavard, and Timothy Castagna. Where do we start with this one? Immediately, I'm not seeing multiple club links. I'm thinking maybe a Frenchman. And a lot of Heart signings already. They have indeed. Scott, your 15-year-old midfielder is now an under-21 international. And when he turns 16, his contract has a 30 million release clause. Lovely stuff. That'll protect you either way. You and him did a massive network save about 3 years ago. Not spoken since. That's bizarre. Well, fingers crossed you can say hello. He probably won't be in this one tonight, but the Sunday mornings occasionally. Think Dander will be announced this week. He just got back from his holiday yesterday. But you know it's happening, don't you? So it doesn't matter too much. Inter Milan link for you. Yeah, that's a good shout, Jake. That is a really good shout. Glad you and I choose them, Jumbo. I mean, the Amad Diallo one, being a young player, that limits the options, doesn't it? Winston Reid, then, if it's an Inter Milan link. I genuinely don't know where to start with that one. Yeah, give him a DM on the Discord. Starting to worry as we've announced nothing and no rumours circulating, Scott. Yeah, it's been a quiet window. To be fair, I think it's been a quiet window across quite a lot. Maybe the summers with international tournaments just slows things down because obviously the seasons are starting a bit later next year, aren't they? There's not that pressure to get things done early. And if it's not free agent deals, and particularly in sort of Ross County's case, you're probably waiting for people to be gone, aren't you? Only one big chance here so far. 10 minutes up now. And the only big chance, really, was the long-range strike from Croatia. Let me pin Jambo to my so those of you can keep up with it. If I can find it, that is. There we go. Italy win the ball back. This has been a really generally scrappy start in possession for both teams. Italy now got a chance to switch though. The ball's just behind the fullback, but he can still go. And there's an early cross again, flicked on at the front post, but with far too much on it. Pellegrini diving in, can't quite get the contact right. It's out for a goal kick. No real threat on the goal. We're all expecting the Inverness Cali Thistle keeper to sign us back up to Ross Laidlaw. Not having Wickens back, Scott. Big Georgie Wickens. And of course, this is the first 8 p.m. stream we've done in the whole Euros. I generally prefer the 5 p.m. slot where possible, as the next 2 games will be. But also, we've got to start planning what we're going to do when the last 16 comes around. So hopefully after today, we'll have a couple of those ties starting to get confirmed, won't we? And we'll be able to start planning ahead. Palisic from Croatia. That's not a bad shout. I'm really, really struggling to put links together, so hopefully one of you guys can get it. I just wonder where the youth link is. Ah, Jambo, fair enough. I thought it was a shout. Here come Croatia again. Italy giving the ball away far too often in the middle third. Can Croatia create, though? Vardy, very advanced. He's basically staying up with the midfield team there. I'm going to need a clue, Jambo. I cannot work out the link here, I don't think. Oh, into the box from Croatia. Dangerous mix-up between defender and keeper. The defender slides in to clear. Ericsson's a shout. Just putting a couple together here. Bear with me. Trying to think. I mean, bar Winston Reid, I think Coutinho's played with all of them. But I don't know where Winston Reid would be a link, if at all. So I'll go Coutinho. But I can't put Winston Reid on it. No. I mean, I'm tempted to just go for one of those safe options you always get. You get like a Batshuayi, he's played with everyone, hasn't he? And I just don't know. Spain 1-0 up already. There you go. We've picked the wrong game. I thought this was the easier of the 2 I made. Your version of easy is not really easy though, is it, Jambo? I'm finding it quite difficult as Italy switch it to the right again. Definitely targeting the width this game. It deflects behind off Vardiol for a corner. Can Italy make the set piece count? Simon Jar, that's a good shout. Region, that's an interesting one. Stanisic, also an interesting one. Yeah, the Croat thing's getting me as well. I'm thinking it might be someone from this game that's making him think. Surely one of the three's got to be right. Right, just seeing a Spain goal here. Ah, right in behind the fullback. That's lovely. Oh, I think I had Ferran Torres first goal scorer. Please say I didn't change it. Because I have had an awful match day so far. I'm going to have to check now because Jake's starting to run away with the league a little bit. It is Simon Jar. So it's John again, isn't it? Italy corner front post cleared away. I've got to check. I'm sure I had Ferran Torres. Diallo, Atalanta, completely forgot. Perisic at Wolfsburg. Winston Reed, Denmark youth team. That's cheeky, Jambo. That is cheeky. Benjamin Pavardalil. Castagno at Atalanta. Yeah, well done. Due one after me the other day. I know I was flying then. Right, I've shot up to 24 points, so I must have something right. Yeah, I had Ferran Torres first scorer. Jake, I'm coming to get you at the top there. 17 points in it. But at the moment, I'm on for a big night. I just need this to stay a draw. Spain to win. Who did I have first scorer in this one? Because I had a 1-1 draw. Let's see. Can't actually remember who I picked. Jambo, I can unpin. Well done. A reminder as well, I mentioned it today. Probably be the last week of streams with the sticker booking because we only need 14 before we can send off as well. Oh, sorry, Jambo. I accidentally deleted the message. My apologies. I meant to unpin it. I'm sure it'll be too far up for anyone to see now. Yeah, it doesn't matter now. Hey, welcome in. Good to have you here. Thank you for taking advantage of the YouTube multi-stream, which again, unfortunately, this will be the final week of it. I don't think we're going to carry on after the troll because it's affected the videos quite badly, but it's been a fun experiment. It's been lovely to see a few new faces via that as well. First scorer in this game, Croatia, Italy. I've gone for Chiesa. Now, I'm not sure he's touched the ball yet. Is he playing? Don't say he's not playing. I can't see him. He's not playing. Right, well, that's not going to go well. Unless he comes off the bench and starts a late bit of drama. I'm only getting one first scorer out of 2 tonight. I'm also waiting to see as well for Jambo and a few of the Scots in is whether any of the early Europa Conference and Europa League games start to go on like the BBC Scotland, BBC Northern Ireland and that. Because we'll do some live streams with them as well. Definitely want to do more watch-alongs this year. I had Mayer and he's not playing either. Oh, there you go. So, at the very worst, we'll stay level pegging. Who did you have first score in the other game, Jake? Don't say Ferran Torres, hopefully. Just makes me realise how important that late goal against Slovenia for Serbia was. It's the difference between us. You had Williams, okay. No, I hate FM. It's impossible to keep clean sheets. You're going through one of them spells, are you? We all have those moments. Italy, not the best back pass to Donnarumma and not the best ball out from Donnarumma. Putting themselves under unnecessary pressure here. But they managed to work out really nicely in the end. Although that's not the best pass down the left-hand side. It's been a really scrappy game. Jake, I took him against Italy and he missed from 3 yards. It's the same as like this match day. I've gone for Lukaku again for Belgium. One of them's got to count eventually. He's in the right position 5 times a game. He's scoring plenty of them. We've got an Italy player diving around on the floor. Has he given a foul against Brozovic? Let's see what's happened here. So he slips on the ball initially. Oh, there's nothing in that. What are you doing? So he slipped on the ball and he's gone down and he's run into the side. I don't know why he's not booked Brozovic after, but the striker's made contact from his own slip on the ball. It's not a foul that's caused that. But for the initial bit. No, Jambo, I tell you what it is on the Who Am I one. I turned it off yesterday for the FM stream. And I can't get it back on at the minute. The whole section there with the moderation and that, because they're making the changes to the affiliate agreement or whatever, you can't access it. So I'll be back on for tomorrow. But yeah, I looked to go and do it about half an hour before kickoff and it wasn't possible. So ready and running for tomorrow, which should be the more entertaining game anyway. Oh, Scotty Mac's in. And the sound hasn't scared me for the first time since it's been on. So there's a thing for people who have got like over 100 subs that they get a higher percentage of revenue. And it's the thing coming into force where they enforce a certain amount of ads per hour if you don't employ them, or round it up if you've not done enough. Which is why we've obviously had to return to ads in the last month. Right. Scott, we need 14. No, Jam, but I'll wait for tomorrow because I'll have some good ones then, and you'll have good ones. Before header just wide from Italy. Big ball into the back post. Retegi's up. He's causing a bit of a threat in the box. I'll give him that. It's a hopeful cross in. He should have been a corner as well off Bardio. He's right about that. Heads it onto the back of his head. Do you fancy Italy to win this one? I actually went for a draw. I went for 1 goal apiece, which would obviously be enough for Italy to go through in seconds. Oh, the corner has been given at the end. Yeah, he's done very well. And he had 2-on-1, so he had to gamble quite late on. Burnley squad started pre-season today. Ours is Friday, Steve. So obviously they announced it when Rob Edwards signed the new deal. What's he claiming? Retegi's been in this ref's ear all day. Corner kick to be taken. So we need 14 more before we can send off. Let's get it the right way up. There we go. Remember last season when Company had him in the start of June? And it obviously worked a treat, didn't it? They were probably knackered by the time the season started. Right, let's get this open. I just don't want there to be packs with none. As long as we've got one we need, I'm happy. Because then we'll have done it by the time we get to the end of this lot. As it's back into the box for the second time. The flex behind for another corner. It's Retegi again. He's causing real problems out there. And that ball, that sort of underlapping run on the right and left wing, really causing problems for Croatia, who again are just so narrow. It's been their big problem all tournament. It's a really good block in the end by Stanisic. Yeah, I've got 1-1 AA. I'm not confident in Italy here. What I might do is make a bunch tomorrow. Just pick and choose for each stream. Might do is for the watch along is do 1 per half. For FM just do 1. Yeah, absolutely. Italy player's just been hit on the head by one of the Croatia cups. I don't get that in this tournament. Oh my God, they've messed up the short corner almost. But in the end, it works out as initially intended. And the ball into the box is appalling. Why work to change the angle if that's the cross you're going to put in? Jeez. Woeful. I found an easier way for me to make them as well. That's good to hear. Thank you all for coming in. It's great to have you along. The first of 3 watch-alongs in 3 days before we decide what we're going to do for the last 16s. The first one we've got here, Scott, from the sticker pack is Poland 10 and 11. Now, there's some bad news on this one and a lot of these sort of little double stickers for the playoff teams. And that bad news is we've completed the team, as we have with Estonia next to them. So Not the perfect start for that one. As here come Croatia again. Caught on halfway. Italy growing into the game, and that's a naughty foul. Yellow card it'll be. It was cynical. Dylan, welcome in. No news on FM25 yet. It normally comes around August. I think it might even be later this year because they've got so many things, haven't they? They've got the new graphics engine, the new interface, women's football coming in. Obviously, the only thing we've heard is the Premier League license so far. I think it'll be a lot later for the rest. So, Jambo, we're doing tomorrow and Wednesday, 5 p.m. We're watching Netherlands v Austria tomorrow. We're watching Ukraine v Belgium on Wednesday. And then we'll just, obviously, we're doing Sunday morning FM. But of the last 16 games, obviously, they start on Saturday. We'll decide what we're going to do based on what teams get through and who's in there. So, obviously, on Saturday, we know that Switzerland are playing in the early game, Germany the late game, but we don't know who against. Germany will be against the runners-up of England's group, which could be England. Switzerland will be playing a group winner from one of these later groups. We know Spain are playing on a Sunday night. We know Portugal are playing Monday night. What I'd really like is there to be a couple of ties between the sorts of teams that wouldn't normally get there, or that you wouldn't expect to maybe go on and win it. So say Switzerland got an unexpected team. That would be the sort of tie I'd like to show. But we'll wait and see what the draw brings. The same next week. The games are on Friday and Saturday, which are a bit of a ball ache for me, to be honest. But we'll make it work. And then we'll try and do one of the semi-finals the midweek after. Yeah, Italy are growing into this, Jake. They really are. Yeah, Jambo, it'll just depend on the draw. I mean, in an ideal world, if the ties work out well, I'd quite like Saturday off and then to be able to do one on Monday and Tuesday. That would be the ideal world. Because that's easier for me, but we'll see. Second in the pack from Scott's request is Belgium, P1. And this is the ones at the start of the groups where they've got the little monuments and all of that of the place. It's one of the ones I'm not sure about, actually, this. But let's have a little look. There's very few of them left. Does Italy work into the box again? Another deflection on the shot behind for a corner. Jambo would be more ideal for me too. We all have our hopes, don't we? Well, here we go. Unfortunately, we have got it. The stickers, like the borders for them, don't line up properly on them ones. One of my few complaints about the book. I wonder who England will get in the quarterfinal. It's very confusing. Be more worried about us getting to the quarterfinal, Dylan, to be honest. It's, I expect us to pick up as well. Oh, this cup throwing. What is such a taint on a tournament? Who's, I'm interested as well with the next one being UK. Free header back post. What a save. Don't know if he's onside. That's stunning goalkeeping. Bastoni looks at Livakovic to say, how on earth have you kept that out? It's a wonderful reaction save. I mean, I don't know where the Croatian marking is. They all run out in a straight line. Even marking in their own 6-yard box, they're too narrow. There's 4 of them in the middle, and the 2 Italy players just peel off on each side. Ah, it's magnificent. Magnificent goalkeeping, and as you rightly say, just diabolical defending. That corner's poor, which doesn't help, because if Italy can get the right ball, they'll score from one of these. Sorry, I mean last 16 as we play from third from DEIF. That's if we win tomorrow, Dylan. If we draw tomorrow and Denmark win, we'll be playing Germany, which will be a repeat of 2021. Maybe it's a good omen. But yeah, if we win, we could get one of the teams from that really tightly packed group in Group E. Group D would possibly be Austria or Netherlands based on the straight shootout tomorrow. And in Group F, it's a bit of a tough one to call, isn't it? Portugal are obviously away with it, and then it's just who else is going to be in with them. But yeah, it's not the simplest system to work out, is it? Their blog from last June said first major FM25 reveal in Q2 2024. Steve, would that not be Q2 in the financial year? I don't want to put a dampener on proceedings, but would that not... Q1 would normally be April to June. Q2 would be July to September. I'm hoping that it means calendar year rather than financial year. Hey, England v Germany, not penalties again. Hey, we did a number on them in the Euros, didn't we? Not sure it'll happen this time, but then they weren't convincing last night. I watched that game back this morning. Jumbo. Oh, Billy Sharp back to Doncaster. That is an interesting one. They had a great second half of the year, so he might be the difference. Don't know if anyone else has tried this, but I've changed my advance forward to a pressing forward, and it's created way more problems for the opposition. We had it in last year's game, didn't we, where we played a front two with both of them, and it caused absolute carnage at Woking, if you remember. It was our first ever triple promotion in succession. And Scott, as we're on the subject, let's have a look at Czech Republic 4. Final team in the book, and it is Jiří Pavlenka, the goalkeeper. Let's see if we need him. I think he'll still get a few, Jake, yeah. Unfortunately, we've got Jiří Pavlenka. We're getting to that stage now. We only need one player from the Czech Republic. So not looking good. However, we've still got 3 chances here. Now this one, MM1, MM2. I think this is a mascot, something like that. It's a little mascot picture, and it's Jose Mourinho's signature. I think it's the man in the adverts and all of that stuff. He's the ambassador, would you call him, for the book? I'm sure we've got this. It's in the middle. Yeah, it's on this page here, where you can put in your own 11 with extra stickers as well. We're not going to do that. Here comes Modric down the right for Italy. Good ball across the box for Croatia, sorry. And cleared away. Both sides so vulnerable to the attacking width and balls across the box. And here come Croatia on the left-hand side this time. Do a Luton 11. I can put Kaminski in 11 times, Jambo. Modric right side of the box, shots blocked, out for a throw. On the other hand, they did announce Prem licensing, which is a pretty big thing, isn't it, for a lot of people there? Yeah, hopefully, Steve, but I think that might be the announcement. Speaking of the teams that are playing tonight, we've got Croatia top 1, which is Andrej Kramaric, a man who has featured in this tournament. We've got most of these top stickers and a fair few times, so let's hope that Kramaric isn't in that boat. It might be a bit of a dud, this pack, otherwise. And there it is. Kramaric, you can see just up there, means none of the regular stickers we need. However, there's still a chance. There's still an opportunity. Because the next one is Hungary, PTW, and it is Bournemouth's Milos Krkic. Let's see how our luck is. First group of the tournament, isn't it? Oh dear. There he is, Milos Krkic. Right under my hand there. 0 out of 6. I've got a feeling we're going to start seeing that a lot as the finish line gets near. The one and only. I did see an interview with Chesney Hawkes the other day, if that makes you feel any better. Lovely to see you all in as well. Thank you for being here. It's been one of my favourite bits of the summer. It's really helped me get through no club football. Having you all here for the watch-alongs. It's been good. The chat's been great. And I'd imagine we're going to start having pre-season news and transfers and things to talk about in the next few streams, as everything starts to get moving. So sloppy in possession there, Croatia. Modric does really well to beat his man and make it first. Both, I don't know how to explain this. Both teams look so vulnerable, both in and out of possession. They can't handle width on the counter-attack. They're struggling to play through the middle because they're so congested in there. Again, given away in the middle of the pitch. Modric able to bring it away. And they're down the right again here. Cuts in on the left foot. Does he find the cross? He does the second time. It's not a bad ball. Headed as far as the edge of the box. But again, the danger's not past. And it's another chance to deliver for Croatia. And just passed out of play. May even a manager. Yeah, Steve, I said this, the same with the Sunderland one. It's got to have a knock-on effect eventually if you lose a month. We mentioned it with Sheffield Wednesday last year. If you lose a month of pre-season and a transfer window to try and sort out your manager, you like, particularly the recruitment team, the sporting directors and that, they're not going to be focusing on the right areas. Any updates on Luton transfer? So nothing in terms of ins, Dylan, but I don't think there'll be a huge amount this summer. In terms of outs, Barkley's going to Villa. Rob Edwards has signed a new 4-year deal and won't be going, as many people initially predicted. But other than that, not a lot, to be honest with you. A couple of players have moved on after being club legends. So like Luke Berry's gone to Charlton to reunite with Nathan Jones. Dan Potts is rumoured to be not far behind. Steve, it's got to happen this week. I better check and see who the favourite is now, because it's been a few hours since we last looked, and quite frankly, anything could happen. So, the favourite for Burnley now. The top 3 haven't changed, but Igor Tudor has moved in as 4th favourite into single digits. He's now ahead of the likes of Van Nistelrooy and Bo Henriksen, and Rossini have been up there before. Well, that's the one way Vardy can stop the Italy counter-attack out wide, is just to wipe them out. Was there ever a conclusion to whether Modric will be back at Madrid? It's a good question, actually. I would imagine they'd want to keep him because Toni Kroos has walked away and you wouldn't want to lose both in the same summer. Let's have a look. So it says they've agreed to a new 1-year deal. Yeah, Modric has signed for another year. 2nd of June he signed. You're the ref, Jambo. We'll get to that in a second. Thank you very much. MK, yeah, so Modric is at Real Madrid. And I'd imagine next season that Bellingham will drop a bit deeper if Mbappe's going in. Unless they sacrifice one of the wide men, I don't know. I'm a Reading fan, Dylan. Do you think Tom Holmes will get much game time? I would expect to. Because, obviously, it's unlikely Lockyer is going to be back at the start of next season. Mengi is set to be sold for big money. Osho's not signed a contract yet. Amari Bell's injury carries to the start of next season, I think. Matt Anderson was out basically all of last year. Dan Potts has left on a free. So I would imagine that Tom Holmes will be pretty close to the first 11. And certainly involved in the squad. What a who am I that is. I've seen Darius for sale. I'm already invested. Welcome in, Sapphire. Good to have you along. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for coming in. So who am I? I've played with Darius Vassell, Victor Moses, James Milner, Kieran Trippier, and Neil Maupay. There's a few links as we get to the other end for a Croatia corner now. I mean, immediately, Si, the first name that comes to my head is Gareth Barry, but I'm not sure about Neil Maupay there. Modric again widens that angle into the back post. Why are they doing this? Both teams taking short corners, putting it back to the edge and then smashing it out for a goal kick. Sides who am I? Darius Vassell, Victor Moses, James Milner, Kieran Trippier, and Neil Maupay. Let me stick it to the top of the chat. And then we'll do the order ref once that's been solved as well. Because this game has been... I'd go as far as to say, in terms of outright quality, this might be the poorest game of the tournament so far. I know the 2 England games have been awful, but at least their goals were individual moments of quality, and the other goal in the Denmark game was a good goal. This game's just been turgid. Both teams... I mean, Italy looked like they'd be happy with the point, to be honest, but I'm not sure that's the tactic. Right, I'm trying to put club links there. Sorry. It's not easy, is it? Can link them all bar Milner. I mean, ironically, Milner would have been a good guess if you didn't have it. Oh, I think I've got it based on Neil Maupay. Oxy would have been at City with. It's got to be Ben Mee. It's got to be Ben Mee. City with Vassell. City with Milner. More pay at Brentford. Trippier at Burnley. It's only Moses I can't work it out. Raya can't almost cause an own goal. How do I refund it, Jambo? I have no idea how to do that. You'll have to help me out. I've got no problem doing it, but I don't know how. You know me with technology. It is Ben Mee. Ah, brilliant. What's the link with Moses? Which one am I missing out? Or is it somewhere I've forgotten Moses? I mean, you know my opinion on David Raya. I'm never going to change my mind on it. 5 minutes to the break here. It's just such a lack of quality. It's so poor. It's the first game I've been really disappointed by that we've watched on here. I'm quite good with technology, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Channel point request. Let's have a look. I'll work it out at half time. It'll be fine. I will do a You're the Ref anyway, because why not? Italy trying to stop Croatia getting out here, and it's back to the goalkeeper. I don't really get the plan from Croatia here, because this isn't enough for them. Unless they're just trying to stay in the game again. I'm not sure it's the way they're going to get any luck. Vassell at Leicester. Moses, England 19s. There it is. England under 19s. Yeah, I knew the rest of the links. It was just him I couldn't work out. That's a cheeky one. Right, let's do a You're the Ref before half time anyway, because this game has been diabolical. I've picked the wrong one. Let's hope I haven't tomorrow as well. So, it's another Arsene Wenger one. Let's check it's not controversial. Hang on a minute. This is chaos. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Jambo, you're going to be in for a treat. This is a cracking one. And the image that goes with it that I'm not going to show so I don't get sued is just hilarious. So, before an FA Cup game, don't tell me what the link is to Wenger, by the way, but before an FA Cup game, the man who normally wears the home side's Barry the Bull mascot costume is taken ill. Yes, we're on mascot costumes. So a young substitute agrees to wear it. Late in the game, his manager wants to send him on, but the player can't get the costume's leggings off. He's in the correct club shirt, no part of his costume trails along the pitch, and he has legal footwear. Do you let him play? I'm going to read that again because it really is bonkers. Before an FA Cup game, the man who normally wears the home side's Barry the Bull mascot costume is taken ill, so a young substitute agrees to wear it. The manager wants to send him on as a sub late on, but he can't get the costume's leggings off. He's in the correct shirt, no part of his costume trails on the pitch, and he's wearing legal footwear and shorts. And socks, sorry. Do you let him play? Exactly, Scott. I mean, is this maybe in the FA Cup first extra preliminary round, but then you're going to have a mascot at that level. So I don't see a world in where this happens. However, I think maybe we're getting to the stage that Keith's starting to run out of ideas, which is a worry for the rest of the book, because we're on page 41 of about 110 when it comes to scenarios. Thanks, Jumbo. I'll have a little look. But yeah, if you want to see what Keith Hackett would do, let us know down in the chat and we'll see how many of you are right. I won't read the answer yet. I mean, I would imagine no, but I have no idea. A strange old you're the ref, that one. I'd say no unless the leggings are the same colour as the team shorts. Yeah, that's the rule, isn't it? Is the colours. A very odd one. And Italy starting to keep possession again now, but just giving the ball away in wide areas. It's so poor on the ball. The important question in, does he put it in the match report? Oh, he's got to. Got to put it in the match report. Croatia getting caught in her own box here. Right, I think I've done it, Jumbo. Let me know if it's worked. Do you know what? I'll do a deal with you now. If England win the Euros, I'll be nice and I'll go back and in the whole of the history, I'll reject every reward request that's ever been done, and then you'll all get all of the points back you've ever spent on the channel. If England win the Euros, I'm committing to that. There you go. There's a reason to get behind England, even for the Scots. You'll all be able to silence me for about 20 minutes, and then I'll do a whole stream where I don't have to do anything. It'd be great, wouldn't it? I'd be at like 1,000,000 points. Do you get anything for them? Nothing, Jake. I get nothing for them. They're just, I think they're basically used as like a loyalty thing, aren't they? Oh, I've closed the book without reading a blooming answer. I am not having it today, am I? Right, so any advances? Steve is saying no. Scott's just on the match report. You already have 115,000, Scott. So basically, if England win the Euros, the whole next morning, you can shut me up, can't you? England win the Euros, you might even get a hot tub stream out of me. Now I've got the summer beach bod back as well. The halftime whistle goes. I'm going to tell you now, if the Turkey-Georgia game earlier in this tournament is the best game of football I've watched in a long time, this is a strong contender for the worst. There's no quality. The only real moment of class was that very early shot from the Croatia player from 25 yards. And then the one brilliant save from Livakovic from the close range header. Scott, I can practice a few now. Trust me, you'll want to save them for England. Jambo's clipped it, so I can't turn back if England win the Euros. I mean, thankfully, I don't think there's much of a threat. But if so, we'll be able to have fun. As it stands, Italy are doing enough. They're through with 4. I do wonder, actually. I'm looking at this now. If Croatia are drawing, would Scotland have got through at their expense? No, they would have been 1 behind on goal difference. I don't even know how to tell how many points I have. So when you've got the chat up, it should show at the bottom right. Like just under where you type your message normally. You'll just have a little number. Alan Shearer's talking to the microphone and Wayne Rooney is swatting a wasp. Bottom left on mobile. Oh, fair enough. Is Wayne deliberately wearing the Plymouth colours in his suit? No number, Steve. I don't know then. Mine's always 0, obviously, because it's my own channel, so. There's also a new thing on Twitch, Jambo, as part of the latest update, which is power-ups, which I have no idea what that means either. Managed to rip Ron McKinns with help from mod. Clips and he deleted after the stream. Ah, dear. He always seems like a laugh on it, to be fair. No mention of shin pads, AA, which are mandatory. That's a fair point. I wonder if he's got them on already, though. Or maybe we just don't know about it. Maybe that's the issue. Let me find the answer, and then we'll go and take a half-time break in a minute. So, Keith Hackett says, It's to do with bits. Ah, fair enough. Oh, colour me surprised, people, because Keith says yes. Let the substitution go ahead, because there's also nothing in the laws to prevent playing in furry trousers. And there's no reason for you to intervene, because the trousers are clearly not dangerous to either the player or his opponents. They must be the same colour as the kit, and it's not exactly ideal. You should monitor the situation in case problems do occur with the player, at which point you'd have the authority to have him removed from the game, even if the side have used all their substitutes. That is bizarre. I mean, it's the first scenario in the book where I can quite safely say that can never happen. Surely it's never happened. Not in a competitive fixture. The fact they said FA Cup tie as well. Very odd. Yeah, an odd one from Keith and his pals. I'm pretty sure he's run out of ideas there. So for those of you who aren't aware, in a minute, we will take our halftime break, which just means we go and top up the drink, get the snacks in and all of that sort of stuff. If you're happy to leave the ads running on Twitch, it does make a difference. It helps support the channel. And obviously, we're not going to be going anywhere. We'll be back for the second half, which surely can't get any worse, is the positive. I've just noticed that the YouTube's not showing up on the multi-stream chat, which is why we're slow on AA's one. Hopefully that it did resolve itself at half-time last time. Back in the day, more likely, but never now. Yeah, Harvey. I mean, but these books, all the refs are in the last 15 years. All of the books we've got. So, no way that's going to be done. Might make a quick who am I during the break as an extra. Lovely. We all love a who am I. I mean, fair play to the BBC. They've managed to make 3 or 4 minutes of highlights out of this. I'm not sure it's worthy of it. Just a wonderful save apiece, is it? I mean, I really hope this game gets better. That's all I can really say. It's the first time I felt negative about a game. We will do a free sticker pack in the second half as well. We'll try and lighten up this match day. Hopefully, at least with it being quadruple headers the next 2 days, we're not going to get 4 bad games, are we? So surely that'll be all right. But we are going to go and top up the drinks quickly now. So if you are ready to get a top up of your drink, please do go and do so now. If you leave the ads running, it makes a difference. We'll be back in 3 minutes to get preparing for the second half. It's not a good game, is it? I mean, we don't get this often, thankfully, but today it is. We'll be back in 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a bit of chat. We'll have a bit of fun in the second half. And I'll see you again in just over 3 minutes as we get prepared for what I hope will be a better 45 minutes of football. See you in a minute. And welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us in what has been by far the worst game we've watched along so far. But the second half, look, the positive is there's a point where Croatia have to go for it. There's no option for them. They've got to find a way to win. Jake, 3 minutes of it was Michael Richards getting up. Michael Richards getting very overexcited. It was. Steve, you've got 80,000. There you go. You've got plenty. I might even make some new rewards for next season for you all. The YouTube chat seems to have caught up on the stream chat now, so hopefully it'll work again second half. One of the many issues with the multi-stream, unfortunately. And Sai's got a Who Am I for us to start the second half. I'll repost it in a chat again just so it shows up on the screen very quickly. There we go. Who am I? I've played with Alexander Kolarov, Philip Coutinho, Memphis Depay, Neil Maupay, and Joe Gomez. That's a list of names and a half, isn't it? And a good one for us to get our teeth into at the start of the second half. Jambo will be enjoying this. There's another England interview at half time. It's finally not a Scotland one because they've gone home. So they've had to go back to their second choice of England now. I was trying to think if that one could be Ashley Young. I know he seems to pop up in all of them. It's Kolarov I can't work out. But then he might have played... Would he have played with him in Italy? I'll go Kolarov. Sorry, I'll go Ashley Young, but I'm not sure about it. I'm in jest. Before I get told off. You all know I like Scottish football by now. Is it? Is it Ashley Young? Oh, I'm going to need a couple of them links. So, Coutinho at Villa. Gomez for England. Depay United. Maupay at Everton. But Kolarov. Did he play with him at Inter? Kolarov, I only remember him at Roma over there. Yeah, the Kolarov one was the one that I wasn't sure about. I'm just seeing what channel our watch-alongs are on tomorrow. I'm sure the BBC are doing the Netherlands game. They are. Oh, it's the same on Wednesday as well. They've got the early ones. It is Inter. I'd forgotten Kolarov at Inter. The rest of them I had. I've got to say, I'm getting a little bit irked now during these half-time breaks that the BBC with no adverts spends about 3 minutes plugging its different non-sports documentaries. Shouldn't really be allowed, should it? Maybe I'm just getting old and complaining for the sake of it. Right, let's work out this... should we try and work out the Euros draw? Because that'll be a laugh. Jambo's got the Who Am I in as well. We'll work that out. I want to get the who plays who in the second round. So, Switzerland play the runners-up of this group, which is probably going to be Italy. That'd be a good watch-along, actually. Nomadic, good evening. Good to have you here. I love their iPlayer, don't they just? Here's another one. This is at least a sport-related one, but still. It's literally been 4 minutes of it. They've done no half-time work. I don't know why they've got 3 studio pundits in. ITV do more, and they've got adverts in theirs. The joy of getting old is moaning, innit it just, Steve? Let me pin this one to the chat instead. So, unpin size one, and let's get Jumbo's on there as well. I'm impressed I got that one so quickly, considering I didn't know one of the links. Right, Belanda, Bergwijn, Doku, Friedel, and Traore. Jobs for the boys, really, this. It's not great. I mean, I don't mind the coverage, but 3 or 4 minutes of non-sports documentary ads. I know there's been nothing in the game. It's been terrible, but... And I know Scotland are out, and that's normally how they filled all the blanks in the previous games, which just shows my point about how much Scotland coverage there was, because now they've not got Scotland in the competition. They literally cannot fill the half-time break. It's funny that Luka Modric is older than 2 of the 3 pundits, yeah. Scary, isn't it? What a player he's been. Friedel, that's brilliant. What a goalkeeper. Would Foster have played with Friedel? Not sure where they would have overlapped. Doku and Friedel, you've got to be going over a long career there. I'm thinking it's either Friedel at Villa or Spurs towards the very end of his career. Oliver, good evening. Good to have you in. How are you feeling about Denmark's chances tomorrow? A win and job done against Serbia, who for me are the poorest team in the group. You must be feeling confident. Nasser Chadli. Vertonghen, interesting shout. Yeah, but would either of them have been there? I'm just trying to think how late Friedel was there. Would they have been late enough? Clubs only have one goalkeeper. Oh no, but I just can't think of where they were together anywhere. It is Chadli. Oh, what a shout, Oliver. I was there late enough. When did Chadli join Spurs then? I feel like there's no way that could have overlapped. Chadli went to Spurs 2013. Friedel not leave till 2013. Blimey. 2015. At the age of 43. Bloody hell. I mean, what a goalkeeper. Right, we're about to kick off in the second half. Chadli played 1 game for Morocco. Jumbo, these little links, honestly. Right, so after tonight, we basically know whoever wins this game, Italy, Croatia, if it's a draw, it'll be Italy as well. The winner is playing Switzerland on Saturday afternoon, which is a contender for a watch-along. Not being enthralled into doing so based on this game, to be honest with you, as it's a long ball downfield from Italy. Retegi's done well. It's gone back towards the Vakovic, who volleys it clear. One more in about 20 minutes or so, no worries. Hey, Oliver, it was a great shout. Well done. It was going to be one of those Spurs players from that era, wasn't it? But I wouldn't have had them two overlapping. 2015's far later than I thought. Played 9 games in my FM Burnley save in 26-27. Scored 17 goals, and my 2 main striker has no goals and no assists between them. Fabulous stuff. So just trying to work out the other group bits here. So Monday is second in Group D v second in Group E. Thank you very much for the hydrate. Appreciate that. It is a warm evening here. Yeah, Nomadic, my first thought is the Swiss will beat whoever wins this. They've got pace and quality out wide on the counter-attack, and these two sides have been so vulnerable to it. I mean, I do feel a bit for Spalletti. This Italy team couldn't be any less of the type of team he's been successful at. As Italy, again, playing out from the back, passes it away, Vardiol steps in, and now it's a 3-on-3. Look how vulnerable they are. That's a great ball, but it's just overcooked slightly. And now it's on the edge of the box for Croatia. Still a chance to put it in. Back to Modric, who's robbed of possession, but he gets it back and gets it wide. Good ball to the back post. Cleared away. Oliver, first in our group, plays one of the third place teams from Group D, E or F, which will either be the loser of Netherlands, Austria, Uh, that group where everyone's got 3 points. And then either Czech Republic, Georgia, or Turkey in the other one, isn't it? Jake, it's been from two sides where you would expect the one thing, even if it's a cagey game, that there'd be quality in the final third. When you've got people like Modric, Vardiol, Pereira giving it away with 5-10 yard passes, you know you're in trouble, don't you? And that's such a silly foul to give away. Chance for Croatia to put it in the box. And you do wonder if this is the sort of game that will be settled by a set piece. But yeah, Nomadic, I'd agree with you. I'd fancy the Swiss to beat whoever gets through this game. Certainly if it's Croatia. Italy may have another level somewhere. That's the only hope there is. I mean, Chiesa can still get the first goal here. That's the only positive I'm looking at. So yeah, Oliver, the winner of our group, whether it's us or you guys, will face one of the third place teams. And obviously the runner-up plays against Germany on Saturday night, which is not a task either of us would fancy. Modric delivery. That one's better. Well headed away. Is the counter on? Oh, two of them have slipped over. Modric wins it back. Vardiol keeps it in on the left. It's so scrappy, isn't it? Good ball from Modric in the end. Nice little back heel. And it's gone through again. That's got to be offside. The ball gets in eventually. It's out to the back post. Black doesn't go up in the end, which seems a little bit bizarre. Harvey, the Geneva derby, if it's Italy, Switzerland. And God, hopefully a better game than this. I mean, let's be fair. We've done how many of these watch-alongs now? 6, 7? Maybe even 8? I'm trying to remember how many it's been. But we have got... We've been due a bad one, let's be honest. We've had so many great games. Every game's been enjoyable. We've seen some of the best games we've watched in a year. I don't think we can complain that we've now got one bad one, can we? Worst Italy squad of my lifetime? Yeah, it's not a good one. The one thing Italy always had, no matter what else was going on, they just had a succession of brilliant defenders. And they haven't got that. They've got one or two good defenders in there, but they've not got a back four that's just brilliant. And they've always had a great back four, no matter what. Germany squad average by their high standards. In areas, the Germany squad is. But you've got to bear in mind, Germany have probably got 2 of the best 5 goalkeepers in the world. They've got unbelievable midfield options still. Again, they're not the greatest in defence and they've not got great centre forwards, have they? But they're good in many areas. They're not as bad as this Italy squad. But then, this is the difference between Italy that won the Euros 3 years ago and now, isn't it? Is they've lost the defence. That's the difference. They could have probably squeaked out of that Spain game 3 years ago with a 0-0 draw. Italy definitely an average standard. Still think Germany are good. Yeah, I agree. Germany have got quality in the side. I think that's the thing with Italy. They don't have a world-class player. For a nation that big to not have one top-level player, like obviously at France you've got countless, but Mbappe being a star. Spain you've got 2 or 3 real standout players, but they didn't have one at the last World Cup potentially, you could say. England have got a few world-class players now. Belgium have still got De Bruyne. Portugal have got a couple. I don't know if it was underrated. Donnarumma, yeah, I'll give you that, Oliver. Donnarumma's world-class on his day. I agree with that. I wouldn't say Barrea's world-class. I'd say he's a very good footballer. Is he... you can make an argument. He's good. Or is that a handball? Now, Croatia have the shot. There's nothing he can do about it, but that doesn't matter for the handball, or does it? It's hit his arm, and I'm not sure his arm's tucked into his body. That's going to be a penalty. I'm telling you now, that's going to be a penalty. Because, look, he's a yard away. He's trying to turn his back and protect his face. So he's going like this. But while he's doing that, it hits him right on the outswing of the elbow here. It's going to be a penalty, I'm telling you now. There is no doubt about this. With the way the current handball law is, as much as he knows nothing about it and he can't do anything, it's going to be a penalty. You can see the referee almost sighing, knowing he's going to have to give this. Exactly, Nomadic. It shouldn't be a penalty, but with the rules, it's going to have to be. He's off to the screen. And they all know what that means now. Come on, he's sauntering over to the VAR screen. We don't want 10 minutes of stoppage time. Crack on with it. Same as the one the other day, Harvey. Yep. What would Keith Hackett say? Keith Hackett would say, scrap VAR. That's what he's been on the radio doing all day. I mean, it's going to be given because his arm's away from his body, but it's only because he's trying to turn his back and cover his face. There's not much he can do about it, but the way the rules are at the moment, the referee has no alternative. It's not his fault. Yeah, Oliver, I'll give you that Donnarumma's world class, and he's going to have to prove it now, isn't he? This is a huge moment for him. Yeah, we'll get on to who am I after the penalty. Bear with me. Let me copy it so I can put it in a chat again after. Potentially going in as well, so could have been. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even look at that, to be honest. It was going towards the goal, wasn't it? Whether it was on target or not. Might force Italy to actually try and score and gives me a chance at my 1-1 prediction. But this would not be the first goal scorer we wanted. Donnarumma's ready to take the yellow here, isn't he? Taking his time. Modric v Donnarumma. Can the old boy deliver the moment? He was on the water bottle. It must have had some notes on it. Here we go. Modric right-footed. Oh, he's saved. World class he is, Oliver. It's a terrible penalty. He's tried to give the keeper the eyes and gently pass it into the corner. Nonchalant strike. And Donnarumma had read him like a book. Really poor penalty. He's not a good penalty taker, Modric. But Croatia are still on the front foot. Imagine Italy can concede from the second ball. That would not be a great way for Modric to finish his international career. Lightly, oh, that's even better. Modric again, it's in. He's made amends instantly. You've got to feel for Donnarumma because the second save is outstanding. The ball into the box, the header, and the player flying at it. It hits him 3 yards out. Donnarumma makes an unbelievable stop the second time there. And how Modric has got there to the rebound and there's not an Italy player in sight. There's about 40 years worth of former Italy international defenders screaming at their televisions now. It's a magnificent save. What's Di Lorenzo, the right back, doing? You're supposed to tuck in at the back post from a cross. Even by the time the ball's gone in the back of the net, he's not in his 6-yard box. Donnarumma is absolutely furious and he has every right to be. He makes a good penalty save, albeit from a poor one. The second save is outstanding and he has every right to think that there should be someone on that rebound. I don't know what the right back Di Lorenzo's doing, honestly. I'd be going absolutely mad. But it's a good finish. You're right, Jake. He puts it away well. He's recovered the situation. And as we say, the curse of the commentator's gone. I'm just having a look. It's the 8th watch along of the tournament so far. And we've finally got a goal that might liven this up. Because Italy have got to go now. They've got to go. Cement feet there from the Italian defenders. Absolutely right. Really, really poor. I don't want to just single out Di Lorenzo, but that's shocking. Who do Italy play if they finish third? They might not be through on 3 points. I mean, I think they'll have the goal difference advantage on Hungary, won't they? Watch this ball in again. Where's Di Lorenzo at every point? Oh, he's asleep. He's absolutely asleep. He thinks, all right, the centre-halves are all marking. They've got it covered. I take it back. He does deserve the criticism. DeMarco, the left-back, now is coming off. But Italy's group, if they finish third... so the 3 options will be Spain, which... No, it can't be Spain, can it? Sorry, Group B. I'm reading the wrong one. So Group B will play either Portugal or first in Group E, which is the group with Belgium, Romania, Slovakia. All into the box. They've woken up now, Italy. So they could get away with it if they get the winner of that group. Italy in again. Good block. If there's one team you want to face the winner of at the moment, it probably is Group E. I know Belgium's performance was excellent the other day, but it'd have to be a big win. Hey, it certainly has put the cat amongst the pigeon. It's a big moment, that. I mean, my 1-1 prediction might still come true, but Italy need to wake up because they've offered very little. Livakovic made one brilliant save in the first half, but there's not been a great deal of momentum. There's certainly not been a great deal of territory from Italy. Most of the game's been played in their middle third or defensive third. But there we go. We should finally have some life in the match at the very least. Croatia 1, Italy 0. And as it stands, Croatia are through in second. And they would then face Switzerland on Saturday afternoon, which would definitely be a watch-along. Croatia-Switzerland would be a good game. So I'm committing to that now. If Croatia win this game and finish second, Switzerland-Croatia will be a watch-along. They're the sort of games we want. Opens up the draw. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the Group E one, none of us have any idea, do we? And Jambo, you beat me to it. Well done. Straight in with the Who Am I again. Who am I? I play with Kieran Trippier, Alex Vidal, Giovanni Lo Celso, thank you, David Zabacosta, and Luis Alberto. Right. I'm immediately thinking, rightly or wrongly, Spurs and Sevilla. And with Zappacosta as well, I don't know if that'll be right, but I'm thinking Eric Lamela. But then I don't know where he would have played with Zappacosta. It's the first one that comes to mind. Not Lamela. I was worried about Zappacosta, I've got to be honest. Big ball forward from Italy. Vardiol's there. And Kovacic caught on it again. He's had a poor tournament. Ball out to the left-hand side for Italy. Chiesa's on now. He can still get a goal. Jorginho's tried to wipe out. He's not won it. And that's a good tackle. Great recovery there from Barea. Fair play. I'll tell you what, Oliver, since you've said the two are world-class, Modric has just flown into a tackle there. That's a yellow card and a half, that one. Jorginho's the man. Oh, it's not on Jorginho, it's Fratesi. That's late. It's not the biggest contact. He's not trying to hurt him, but it's a very, very late tackle. He knows what he's doing. Italy, so little quality on the ball. And that, you've never seen that, have you? Italy have always had a playmaker in my lifetime, whether it's a Totti or a Pirlo, even Cristante in the last Euros, who's not really featured much in this one. No, Jorginho is, but at the moment, Italy are in a position where he's marked out of the game and no one else can do anything. Here they are down the right with Chiesa, though. Can he be the man to breathe some magic? It's a good ball in. It's really well defended. I think it's Stanisic, is it, who gets it over the bar. Oliver Morata, good shout. I will pin it, Jambo, sorry. Italy do have a corner, though. Can they make the set piece count? There's no short one this time. Into the front post. Free header just over. How bad is the defending on both sides? Seriously. Eddie, welcome in. Good to have you along. Sai Fazio, that's a really good shout. He would have been for both. But again, it's that Zappacosta's the one I'm not sure about. But he might have played with him in Italy or something. Yeah, Bastoni's missed a couple. I wonder if Micah Richards will point that out at the end. Fazio, that's inspired. Sai, well done. Croatia had 60% of the ball. And I'll tell you what, if it makes Scotland feel any better, Italy, a must-win game. 2 shots on target. Richard still be going on, Jake, yeah. Kieran Trippier, Spurs. Vidal, Sevilla. Lo Celso, Argentina. I suppose he wouldn't have overlapped with him at Spurs, would he? Yeah, Zappacosta at Roma. Luis Alberto at Sevilla. Well done. We'll do the free sticker pack later as well. See if we can make any advance on the 64 remaining. Good challenge, Vardy. Bear with me. Had to get the socks off. It's too hot. Feels weird to see an Italy team without a half-decent striker. Yeah, I mean, they're just sort of... They're experimenting across the league, aren't they? But then I guess... If you look at England's in this generation, you take out the top one, there's not really great strikers behind them, are they? Always in when you can link 4. Yeah, it's better when you can link 4, isn't it? I couldn't link Zappacosta, but thought it was worth the punt. Yeah, whenever I've got 4, I always have a go. Richards never stops talking. I mean, I can understand the value, honestly. It's a serious point of view. On highlight shows, it works well. And he's great for live coverage when you've got that like hour build up on dedicated sports channels, because he keeps the entertainment. They keep having like, you get fluctuating noise, don't you, where there's laugh jokes, things like that. It's important for long form coverage. But where it's like this and you probably just want 3 minutes of concise analysis, it maybe doesn't work quite so well. But look, I tell you what, there's a lot more problems with the coverage and the commentary teams and punditry this summer than him. So not going to pick on him. But anyone he's played with or seen from Italy, he's going to have a go, isn't he? We've got just over 25 to go here. And again, Italy, still so passive, still so slow. They're not trying to break through. They're just passing it along the back. It's like the old England international friendlies. You have to score, Italy. You do know that, right? Big switch to the right for Chiesa. He's the one man since coming on that's looked like doing something. Across his block for a corner. I'm saying it now. If Italy are going to score, it's going to be coming via Chiesa. Whether he scores it or sets it up. He's immediately held the width on the pitch and he's given them a little bit of a threat. The Spain reserves game isn't much better. No, I didn't expect it to be. Outswinging corner, Italy. Front post. Flicked away well. Only to Chiesa on the edge. Touch to the left-hand side. Ball across is blocked. Is so poor. Chiesa should have crossed it himself. Jambo, you just beat Ross County 8-1. I can't wait for you to see the Aberdeen transfer window. There's some fun in there. We've also got 2 transfer specials the next 2 days on YouTube as well, which is going to be interesting. And I've also loaded up the San Marino challenge in FM09 and forgot San Marino were a lot better back then on FM. As here comes Chiesa again. Ball into the striker. He's been fouled after, but he sets the chance up. And again, they've not made something of it. Fratese's touch is heavy. He's sparked a little bit of life into Italy. He's finally giving them some impetus. Someone who's trying to go direct, trying to play forward. I wish he'd started the game. He might have been first scorer at this rate. No conviction up front, no. I mean, surely it's worth chucking Scamacca on just to have a big man in there, isn't it? Beat Dunfermline 11-0 a few seasons back. I mean, with the San Marino challenge, I've been on the end of a few 11-0s. Steve, huge chance for Albania, but saved. I mean, that's a shame. They're going to need the win, aren't they? But I'm so glad they got that point in the last game. It was a brilliant finish, wasn't it? That game we were watching, was it Wednesday we watched that? It was a magnificent game of football. Let's see come Italy again, but they're just, because of the moment of their striker setup, they're refusing to put the ball in the box. So it's up to the edge here. And he's played back out again. Ball's flicked in. Touch has got to be good. It's out to the left back. And it's just too slow. Oh, it's frustrating to watch. Jambo, on my save, Malky Mackay is your manager. Scott, he'll love that. He'll love that. Yeah, Scott, he must have used the editor. Ross County are the team I can't beat comfortably with Aberdeen. I mean, I will say now, Croatia have dropped back and Italy are playing the game almost exclusively in their half. That ball in behind dealt with well by Vardy and Croatia are preparing a sub. It's kept in by Italy on the right-hand side and it's a chance to cross for Fratesi. Push towards the byline. Is that a corner kick or a goal kick? It stays in play. Neither. Back to the edge of the box. Oh, jeez. He's misjudged the flight of the ball. Jorginho into the right side of the box. Chance to cut back. You've got to go low there. He's tried to dink it. And it's straight at the centre half's chest. You've got to go low there. Whatever Italy are doing isn't working. They need to make a change. If they're going to keep getting the ball wide like this and they're going to try and dink these crosses, they've got to get a big man in there. It's the 9th corner of the game for Italy. At least Scamacca gives them a threat from a set piece as well. Outswinging delivery Italy. Punched away by Levakovic. Croatia are going to be dangerous. Oh, that's poor defending. Levakovic does really well. Just kicks it in the end to beat the Italy player there. Chiesa down the left, creating so much. Good ball in again. There's no height in the middle to get to it. Sad, Jumbo. What's up? Italy must have been watching Scotland and got inspired on how to play. I'm not sure about that. But I'm not getting into that again. We've had enough debate on the Discord the last 24 hours. I mean, I will say Italy have got camped in now. They've got the territory. And this is sort of what, ironically, Albania did against Croatia. We've seen it a few times, didn't we? Slovenia late against Serbia. It's a risky game plan. And it's not worked for many. Oh, you're responding to Malky Mackay being manager. Thought you'd be thrilled with it. Scotty Mac's in the Discord. He just doesn't pop in too often. Right, what's the sub they're going for? It's not a quick substitution. Let's say that. It's Ivan Perisic coming on. Italy starting to get in down the right. Kovacic is off, who's had a poor tournament. Sukic is off as well. Perisic and Ivanisevic are on. I don't think you did miss it, Si. You seem to be quite involved. I woke up this morning, went for a walk, did my recording, and then there was a few pages of messages to catch up on. Italy get it in from the left again. Chiesa's the man getting in behind. He's now going to switch over to the right by the looks of it as Jorginho looks to spread the play. And DeMarco goes back inside. It's not the right move. It's just been forced back because they're tight to the target, man. They're not going to do anything with it. The decisions in-game have been very poor at times here. It's easy to get bites in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of an England v Scotland vibe, isn't there? Good, healthy debate. And that's it. Do you know what I liked about it? Everyone had their opinion. There were a lot of people with different opinions. No one started swearing and ranting and raving and saying you're an idiot. We just all enjoyed it. And that's the whole point of it. That's what it should be like, right? When you're at a table at a pub with your mates. Have a laugh. Don't agree on anything. Watch the football and go home. Right, I'm going to get the sticker pack ready for the last 20 minutes, which we're moving into now, because I feel there might be late drama. It's not the best, is it, Jake, that refereeing? I feel like I kind of commentator cursed that the most, to be honest, because I think it was the Saturday stream, the early kickoff, where I said the referee in this tournament's been phenomenal and there's been drama in pretty much every game since. Exactly, Jumbo. And we're all going to have different opinions, and we're all going to use different stats to make our opinion look like the right one, but at the end, the thing that's worst about social media these days in the modern era is that at the end of it, someone has to be right. There isn't a right or wrong answer. We don't know. We're all talking in hypotheticals when it comes to football. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, Si, that's my favourite part of it. I think, to be fair, when we went over and raided Owen yesterday, he gave a fairly fitting review, which is One of the few English football communities that's not lost up its own backside, basically. Won't be any late drama. Eddie, you're banking that early. I've got 1-1. I need an Italy goal here. Into the front post. Although Croatia, Switzerland's a great watch along for Saturday. So, you know, all levels out either way. So many Twitter accounts try and get bites. Saw one celebrating getting bites when his post was a bite. To be honest, I as you've seen, I don't post on Twitter at all, really, other than to advertise things. Croatia sitting too deep for me here. Yeah, I've said this, Jake. Most games where this has happened, it's not worked out. We've seen it with Albania. We've seen it with Slovenia. I'm not sure this is the right method from Croatia. Yeah, the refs. I mean, he's one of the biggest refs in Europe. He does a lot of the big games, but he's not my favourite. I'll put it that way. Yeah, and that's it. You've got to be a bold character, haven't you? My 2-0 Italy is gone. It's a good job I screenshotted myself top. I'm sinking like the Titanic. Looks like me and Jake for the 2-horse race if this stays the same. The first goal scorer is too heavily weighted on that app, I have got to say, from a UEFA point of view. I was also looking to see if we could get in a ballot for 2028. I really want to go to some Euros games next time. Even when we went to the women's ones in 22, it was so much fun to be part of. Like, I really hope with the next Euros that we're able to get some tickets. Harvey, I need 2 Italy goals. More chance of Wales winning the whole thing than that. I'm not sure that's quite... that might be a little extreme. But 2 goals is a push at the moment. But you never know. It's the beauty, isn't it? We've got more substitutions coming. I think there'll be a fair few minutes added on here. Celtic and Rangers fans. Yeah, but I've noticed it, Jamba. The same with Luton. When you're in the Premier League, there's so many more that are just there to try and get interaction rather than actually have a debate or make a community or anything. AA, for me, Bobby Robson was the best manager I've ever seen, but I respect that others may disagree. No, that's absolutely fair enough. I mean, for me, at my age, I never saw Bobby Robson as England manager. I only saw him as Newcastle manager, really, which he was bloody excellent at. So I could completely understand that he possibly was. But an excellent manager either way. I agree, the first goal scorer is far too heavily weighted. Yeah, I'd agree. The offside against Italy it is. 15 to go. Yeah, but that's the thing, Jumbo, is that it's not about what's right or wrong there. It's just about my team bias. And it is a thing that's just with big clubs, because you don't have a perspective on football. It's just about trying to win everything all the time. You don't get that balance. Whereas when you've got a bit of perspective on football, because you've had the fun that we all have supporting our clubs a lot of the time. He was magic at Newcastle. Really, really excellent. And that team, I remember watching them. They were probably some of my earliest memories of the ITV Tuesday Champions League nights, when that very early 2000s Leeds team, Chelsea around then, before the Abramovich takeover, like Hasselbank, Johnson, Zola. Newcastle with Shearer, Solano, that mob. And then Leeds with, well, everyone. Big Sam was the best, 100% winning record, yeah. Which one was that? Slovenia or Slovakia? I can't remember which one it was. 1-0, wasn't it? And it was a terrible game of football. The bad moments make the good moments better and vice versa. Yeah, and they make you appreciate football at all levels more, as it's a big ball in behind. Oh, what's the defender doing? Tried to turn on the ball. Gazer lays it in, that's offside. And eventually it's away and the flag goes up. I tried making a Pat Nevin, who am I, but figured you'd get it quickly. Yeah, I probably would. I was Slovakia. Didn't Rooney score from distance? Am I remembering that right? Sunderland would still be in the Prem if he hadn't taken that England job. Jake, I'd agree with you. And it's one sort of club that wouldn't have minded about the style of football. They would have just wanted a team that was passionate and being hard-working and aggressive. And Big Sam's football always used to get a lot of stick for me, but I don't think it's what people made it out to be. I think it's just one of those where he got put in a box again. Right, as there's only 12 minutes to go, and Italy are intent on keeping the ball in their own final third for some reason. Well, I say that, they break away right on cue. And there's a yellow card to the Croatia defender. I actually think he was pulled down there by the Italy player. This referee's having a bit of a mare the last 10 minutes. I mean, he wasn't even up with play there. It's Pongracic, who's had a decent game. I'm pretty sure the Italy player pulled him down there. Right, let's get this open. Surely we can't have 2 duds in a row. 14 till we can send off. And lots of them are the important shinies that we haven't got. Right, let's get the book out. We start with, as Croatia work down the right, we start with France 17, which is Randall Kolo Muani. Let's have a look at him. I think we've got pretty much all of France now. In fact, we have got absolutely all of France, so no advances there, unfortunately. Next up, we've talked about them a bit tonight, Slovakia. Slovakia number 13 is Matus Bero. There he is. Yeah, so Jumbo, when you get down to 50, you can send off to get the last 50. So yeah, we're 14 away from being able to send off. And then once we send off, it'll be completed. I might even still have some packs to sell, you never know. So Slovakia, as Croatia worked down the right, it's been brilliantly kept in. Good delivery to the box. Oh, almost a free header. It's a great header away. That would have been game over. Good defending there. About time as well. We still need 3 for Slovakia, but Matus Bero up here, oh, there, is not one of them, unfortunately. We still need the goalkeeper, Dubravka. We still need Slovakia 6. That'll be Vavro from Copenhagen, wouldn't it? And we still need number 21, the striker from Victoria Pelsen. Modric is coming off for Maya now. Perisic is skipper. Thought Kolo Muani had a good World Cup. Surprised not to see him in place of Mbappe. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I actually think... I mean, France have been a lackluster so far, haven't they? It's been a bizarre one. I don't think we'll see much from them tomorrow either. Jay, yeah, Brozovic is a good player. Obviously, he's not playing at quite the same intensity now over in Saudi, but as we've seen with Kante for France as well, it doesn't change much, does it? If anything, probably means you're fresher for this tournament. Next up, Turkey P2. It's another one of those half and half monument stickers. And Turkey P2, I'm pretty sure we've got more than once, if I'm being honest with you. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, we need the second one for Portugal, but we've got the second one for Turkey there, as you can see. Just need that number 2 on the Portugal one there. Oh, stop blowing your whistle, man. Who have been the best team so far, in your opinion? It's hard to tell when some have played 2 and some have played 3. See, performance-wise, I'd say Spain, but you can see there's still the same problem with scoring goals. Germany were excellent for a game and a half. Belgium were phenomenal second game, but they were terrible in the first one. But the teams that are in form this early on aren't normally the ones that win it. I'd argue Switzerland have been one of the best so far. I know they had an average game against Scotland, but they've been one of the teams that's almost constantly looked an attacking threat. Austria have been entertaining, have been really enjoyable to watch, but it's a hard one to call. Oh, that's late. That's late from the Croatia right back. Going to be a yellow, surely. That one can't be anything from a foul. Nomadic. England have been poor. France have been poor. That's a yellow for Stanisic, and he gets one at last. Next up, we're moving to Scotland. out of the Euros, but still the spirit lives on here. And it's number 10, Aaron Hickey. I'm not sure we've got this one. I think we might have a bit of luck here. Yeah, it's getting a little bit desperate, isn't it? For Croatia here. They just need an Italy mistake there. It's not 2 duds in a row. Aaron Hickey, in you go. We still needed 4 Scotland prior to that. Still need the keeper Angus Gunn. Billy Gilmore's one we need as well. Not sure who the other is. Scotland number 10, though, is Aaron Hickey. A man they would have loved to have had against Switzerland. At least it's not a complete dud. We move on to Finland 2 and 3, which is the keeper, Fredecki, and Väisänen, a defender as well. One of those half and half stickers for the playoff teams. Let's see what this one's like. We do need 1 for Finland, but it's not that one. 2 and 3 at the top there, you can see. But we've got one out the pack. That's the main thing. And next up, one I know we've got. England 2, the captain, Harry Kane. Now, I don't know if you've noticed with these shinies, if you've got it. Some of them have this like purple border and some of them are just pure silver. I'll see if the one in the book's the opposite so I can show you a side by side. It's not great on the camera, but we'll have a go. Yeah, we have. So, in the book, we've got a pure silver one here that's all one colour. I'll do it as close up as you can like that. And then the other ones, they come here. They've got this like little purple border. It's just a mix. All of the stickers seem to come in both varieties. It's a bit of a weird one. But we do get one out of the pack. We move on to 13 remaining before we can send off. Yeah, really good defending, Jake. But it needs to be more than good defending at this point. There needs to be a bit of attacking quality. I'm really surprised that they've not been more aggressive here because Croatia seem to have weathered that storm of 10 minutes or so. And now a lot of the game's being played in the Italy half. That'll be a foul. There's going to be one more chance in this game. There's going to be one chance for Italy. Scott, you've got Porto for the league playoffs, so I don't think I'm going into the league section of the Champions League. That's all right, though, isn't it? Europa League will be okay. Got a better chance in that one. Still 1-0 to Spain in the other game as Croatia break through. Oh, the cut back on the edge. Ball's 25 yards out for Croatia. They've got an option wide. Oh, that's poor. What a waste. What a waste. They had 6 up as well. Do you not have the moments in those, Scott, where you think, oh, I'd rather drop into the Europa League? A bit like in the Aberdeen save next year. I think if I go in the Conference League, I could actually have a run, you know. Barrier back up in the National League North in my save. Jambo, in the Southend save, they're in League 1 or League 2? There's them and Dulwich Hamlet, I think, both in League 1. It is ironic that since Skamaka's come on for Italy, they've not put one ball in the box. And he's trying to make little clever runs in behind. But everything is backwards. It's a good Croatia shape. 4-1-4-1 essentially. Italy have managed to get it wide to Chiesa. And he has been the danger man since coming on. Plays it back to the edge. It's not a great ball. He's suggesting that he asked for the cutback and Retegui didn't follow plan. Si, how's Aberdeen going? Very well. I'm doing the transfer window off camera at the minute. We had a really fun stream yesterday where we picked up some targets. I've managed to get a really good centre half in. But I'm still struggling with the fullback areas. So this Sunday's going to be an interesting start. Jake, in my Barry save, Burnley are in the Conference North. How many years in is that? What are we talking? That's some fall from grace. Oh, nice ball round the corner, Skamaka. There's a run in on the right. Ball across the box. Oh, he's got to score. Again, Chiesa has put it on a plate. It's a brilliant bit of play. Retegui drops in. It's across from Chiesa. I think, no, he's not offside, Skamaka, I was going to say. Oh, he didn't even stick the leg out. You've got to be sliding in there to try and make it happen. You take whatever comes along. Is that the opportunity? How's he not scored? Well, he's not even thrown himself at it. He stuck a little leg out at the end, but he's not thrown himself up at it there. Jake, 2042, so only what, 19 seasons in? Very odd. Is it like financial crisis? I don't know what would cause that. It's cramping the Croatian defence. They're slowing this game down now, just taking that momentum away. West Ham Skamaka showed up again, Eddie. Yeah, he seems to have regressed a year there. Scott, last season I got to the semi-final in the Conference League, got put out by Fiorentina, and now Ross County are ranked 74th in Europe. Yeah, that's always what I like about those early years in Europe, though. I know the Champions League is the mega money, but the Europa League and Conference is where you can pick up the coefficient points, which is big. In Croatia are preparing their last sub. It's Juranovic, the former Celtic right back. Considering a couple of the defenders have had cramp, I think that's where the change will be. Donnarumma going long. Italy have just got a flat front four now. Chiesa on the right. Zaccagni on the left. And then Retegui through the middle with Scamacca. But it's leaving space at the back. Very much like the ending we saw last night, this. And here comes the right back for Croatia again. Does well to keep it in play and find Maya. Much better in possession. And they break away here. If he can pick out the pass, it could be two. He doesn't know. And then he just Cruyff turns himself out of play. No attacking impetus again. Haaland have had a hat-trick. I don't know. He doesn't always turn up for Norway with those, to be fair. Remind me before the start of the new season to change my TV's eco turn off from 2 to 2.5 hours. Really is a pain towards the end of football matches. No mean feat, Steve. Bolton fan piping up about Burnley. I'm not surprised about that. There's a bit of fun in the chat there. Jambo, you're in 2032. So you got a few years to go yet. Yeah, York always fly up the divisions in this year's FM. Very League 2 on yours. Shields in League 1. And Worthing, wow. And Chelmsford too. Jambo, let's have a look. Bit of a tune, isn't it? Well, at least the lads won't be tired for the new season. They'll have had a nice holiday still. You want a fully fit Shankland, don't you? Here's Berea. Oh, he's got to let the pass run there. No communication. We're into stoppage time. 8 minutes. 8 minutes added. I thought we might get 5 or 6. I did not expect 8. I suppose that VAR check took a couple, didn't it, as well? Edge of the box. Italy go for the reverse pass. They've got to get the width. Oh, it's an underhit pass, and Croatia are away down the right. But has he got the legs to get there, Brozovic? No, and he flies in to get the stupidest of yellow cards. Oh, he's not going to get booked. He's got to book him. Oh, he is now, eventually. Dulwich Hamlet always do well, yeah. Because with the fan base, they'll be one of the only clubs at that level making money in FM. It's a very simple thing there. No joke, I had Dover in the Championship in 2054 with a striker called Clifford White. Ah, that's magic, Harvey. You got to love bits like that. Scamacca lays the ball in. It was a good one. The first touch wasn't great, though. Croatia batter it clear. I've got a feeling there's going to be drama here. 4 minutes added in the Spain game, Steve. I mean, Albania aren't scoring 2, are they? So it all comes down to this game. We knew it was going to be the decisive one. Certainly not been the prettiest one, though, has it? I've got such high hopes for the Netherlands-Austria tomorrow. It's got to be better. It's got to be. I'm so excited for that match. We will be live 5 p.m. tomorrow and Wednesday if you're able to join in. Netherlands-Austria tomorrow. Ukraine v Belgium on Wednesday. Don't mention Dover. Connor might be lurking. He'll be all right. He's normally their biggest critic. Here comes the Italy corner. We've got 6 minutes of added time to go. Zaccagni puts it in. Headed away at the front post by Perisic, but it's still bobbling around in there. Vardio eventually to it. Clever. Didn't just hoof it downfield. He laid it away well. Juranovic wins the foul. Incredibly clever. Got his body in the way. We'll have a better game tomorrow. Oh, Harvey, I've got such high hopes for it. I said the same with Turkey, Georgia, and it delivered the best game we've seen in ages. And most of our watch-alongs, we've picked well this year. This one, it's not been good. It's not been pretty. But there might still be drama yet. And if Italy make it 1-1 and get me the perfect score, I might be happy with that. But yeah, Netherlands-Austria is going to be a great game. Austria will be high pressing. Netherlands have got that counter-attacking speed. It should be a match made in heaven for a good match. Just hope it doesn't get cagey. There's 5 minutes left for Italy here to find something. I'll tell you what, predictions in the chat, as you're all still in and you're all watching. Are Italy going to score? 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Are they going to get that chance? I think either of tonight's are classics. This is one of the worst games I've watched in a long time. Quality-wise, that's my worry. It's not just that the two teams have cancelled each other out or whatever. It's been lacking in quality all over. Croatia, though, do have a chance to get in. And at the moment, they're keeping possession, which is all they need to do. Nomadic says no chance for Italy. You just feel there's going to be a moment. Dylan says no. AA says no. Eddie says no. Harvey says no. I might be in the minority that thinks something might happen here. Only takes one hoof forward to the big man. Don't forget, Croatia conceded late against Albania. It's the reason they're in this mess. And no one would have predicted it there. Jake could do without you having a correct score. To be honest, from a neutral point of view, I'd rather watch Croatia-Switzerland on Saturday. So I'm happy to sacrifice it to get that watch along. Italy couldn't score in a residence filled with ladies in the night. A famous old Ian Holloway link in that bit. Croatia have got a free kick about 30 yards out, and this is exactly what they want. Surely they're not putting this in the box. Play wide, get it in the corner flag, boys. Harvey, Croatia could score again. Yeah, that's not ruled out. Ah, that's clever. Clever from Brozovic. And they're not trying to go to the corner. They're trying to keep possession, which is probably the right move. Because Italy haven't got enough back to deal with that. And now they've got the chance to switch the play. Ah, lovely football. Really lovely football. Kept in on the right-hand side. I'd just stay there if I were you. Oh, it's hit a bottle. Sorry, it's hit one of the cups. They've lost possession because of that. And it's one of the Croatia fans' cups as well. That'd be funny if that cost them. Oh, flicked over. Lovely footwork. Crossed the box by Perisic. And up into the night sky. That's pretty dismal. So many bottles on the pitch. Yeah. We saw one hit an Italy player in the first half. It's been one of the biggest disappointments this tournament. I don't get why it started happening suddenly. The Italy player goes down, and for the first time, the ref doesn't actually give a free kick. As Vardiol plays out to the right, Jovanovic on a run. They've got a 3-on-2 here. Vardiol's been brought down. You've got to look up. Back to the edge of the box. Heavy, heavy touch. And Italy get the free kick. What a wasted opportunity. Full-time Spain 1-0. Not a classic there, but I get a correct outcome on the first scorer, which I'm happy enough with. I mean, Italy just can't get hold of the ball. It's been a terrible display. If I was a Scotland fan, I'd be feeling a lot happier about this because at least you had a go in the last 15 minutes. Italy have barely been in the opposition half. They had that little 10-minute spell when Chiesa first came on where they kept getting him the ball out wide, but there's been nothing since. As Vardiol just hammers the ball into the stand there. Is this going to be the moment? There's 2 minutes to go. They're throwing it back to halfway. There is no width. It's just a big punt down the middle. The two Croatia players combined to clear. I mean, they don't deserve an equaliser. And they're still going backwards. 90 seconds to go. It's one of the most bizarre performances. Say what you want about Scotland and Hungary. They had a go the last 20 minutes last night. This is different. And they've given it away again. Poor touch. Croatia are away. And Brozovic is in absolutely no rush here. Plays back to Perisic, who goes for the big pump forward. And there's another 30 seconds gone. Croatia It's a foul by the striker, in fairness. What are we on? 8 cards this evening now. Blimey. Must be worried about goal difference. I don't know what's going on. Great tackle, Vardy. Oh, he's played advantage, but the centre-half's coming forward. They're in. Got to score. He scored. I told you all it was going to happen. I told you all. You all said no chance. Take that. What a finish. A rare moment of quality. Zakanyi on the left side curls it into the far top corner. And Croatia, despite looking so comfortable for 7 minutes, have thrown it away with the final kick. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to gloat about that one because you all said no. And the goal has come. Italy find a way through. And I hate to tell you, Jake, that might put me top of the group as well. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you here. Italy do not deserve it. Aya, you're absolutely spot on. Italy do not deserve that at all. They've been abysmal. But they found a way. And Italy have found a way to get through. They're in second place. And they will be playing Switzerland in the first of the last 16 games on Saturday afternoon. Steve, I offered no comment. Think Colombia will get a few goals. God, you're not going to get worse games than this, are you? I mean, let's be fair here, because it's been a game so lacking in quality. That is a brilliant first-time finish. To take it on the move, hit it with that whip, that speed, and get through. Spalletti's off. He's gone on the run. There's a few yellow cards going about in that dugout. They're as good as out, Nomadic. They're on 2 points. It was the last kick of the game. Italy are through. Croatia are out, and it's twice in the tournament. I said to you, they did it against Albania. They conceded in the last seconds. For the second time in a row, they've conceded in the last minute of stoppage time. It wasn't just that you all said no. You said no chance, never in a million years. Croatia, I mean, let's just work this out from the groups very quickly now. If we can get the tables up. How many teams are already on 3 points? So, they're below Hungary. So, Hungary are definitely through above them, of the third place teams. Austria are definitely through above them. Whoever's in Group E is definitely in above them. So, the only chance that Croatia have got of getting through is if the Czech Republic and Georgia both lose in Group F. And if Serbia lose to Denmark and Slovenia lose heavily to England. So now, what's Croatia's goal difference? -3. Croatia can only get through if Slovenia lose by 4 goals against England tomorrow. And that is, let's be honest, not going to happen the way we're playing and the way Slovenia have played. So Croatia are as good as out based on that. Looks like I saw the best part of the game, Steve. You did, yeah. Just turn over at the end of stoppage time. I think we were justified in saying no. Well, I'm going to dine out on this one until we're live again tomorrow. All I'm going to say, everyone, is thank you so much for being here. It's been a brilliant evening. The first and possibly only 8 PM stream of the Euros until the semi-finals. We'll be back tomorrow and Wednesday, 5 PM. 2 cracking games in store, and surely the Netherlands v Austria is going to deliver tomorrow. Czech and Georgia can't both lose. Oh, they're playing each other, aren't they? For some reason I had it in my head that Georgia were playing Portugal. I don't know why. So yeah, they're out. Croatia are out because then they'll only be the 5th of them. And Georgia and Czech Republic have both got better goal differences, haven't they? But we'll be back here at 5 tomorrow. I'm thinking we're going to see a much more entertaining game. The Netherlands versus Austria. Thank you so much all for being here. Thank you for all the chat. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for another one. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go and find someone to raid now. I'm sure there'll be a few live playing a bit of Football Manager at this time of the evening. Let's see if anyone we're following's about. Not many actually at the moment, are they? I've been attracted to one here. It says FM24 Arsenal FC, the most boring stream ever, and it's got 1 viewer. Let's go and find out, shall we? I'm going to go and see if that's right. We'll start the raid. We'll go over there. See you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here. Steve, enjoy the Copper games. Anyone else watching those too? We'll be back here 5 p.m. UK time. Get your predictions in. It's going to be plenty of fun. I'll see you there. Go and enjoy the most boring stream ever.